I tried for a month in July 2025, and I didn't really see the results. And I thought, I'm good because I've been taking all these supplements over the years. And my friend who invited me, Irina, she says, keep going, don't you stop. It's a miracle, you have to. And then around Thanksgiving, they had a special 2 for 1 or 1 for 2, whatever. So I got, I got 5. And so I took a picture before and after, and I see 4 months later, there's a huge difference. That's just me seeing the picture. But then April 1st, 2026, I went to see my dentist. I had a problem with gums, so I had an implant. And so the gums were kind of, some measurements were 5 and 6 because there was was surgery years ago, so I knew there had to be cleaned, and I would always do something, and I was just doing research what to do to prevent gums from receding. And this winter I was researching, maybe I need to do laser, what should I do? I've been, okay, salt, doing with salt, with baking soda, I don't know. Some person said I healed my gums with that clay from that that Dead Sea clay. I tried. It was crazy. Anyway, but so since November, Thanksgiving pack, I've been doing it religiously every day, few times a day, at least 3, sometimes 4, just generously. I've been doing that. And April 1st, I went to see my dentist, and they measured, and she says 4 and 3. So there's no 5 and 6 anymore. It's 4 and 3. The probe reading. And that's huge, because theoretically, periodontal disease or gum receding is not treatable, right? So unless I manifested it. I also did the salt rinse twice a day, and I did oil pulling. It's popular, oil pulling, coconut oil every morning. I do that as well. And I do my usual supplements that I've been doing through the years with collagen. I do that. And of course I do my hair, and of course I do Neumi, one of my favorites, Nero. So what else can I say when this is my result? So I can't be quiet about it. Just like Stephen Scott said, once you get those incredible results, it's your obligation to share with people. That's what I do. Right?
Yes, amazing. Amazing.
I had a pretty good career. Job number 10, over the years, we created more than 25 companies that did billions of dollars in sales. My partners and I each made tens of millions of dollars, tens of millions. And my income at the time that I retired had been about $500,000 a week. And so life was good. My income since leaving my job in 2014, I've written checks instead of gotten paid checks. But look what we have. We have a scientific breakthrough that is the biggest breakthrough I've found in my lifetime. Everybody becomes a different person than they would have been. And the breakthrough we have in the eyes of our medical board and scientists, who all serve for free, is one of the biggest breakthroughs any of them's ever seen, if not the biggest. One was on the Stanford heart transplant team and brought over 200 cardiovascular and cancer therapies to the world. And he's on our team, and he says it's the biggest thing he's ever seen as far as changing human life for the better. We have another one that his postdoctorate was 6 years at Sloan Kettering in cancer research. We have 3 Harvard doctors. In fact, we picked up another one just today. In fact, this guy's well known throughout the world, I've been told, and he's ready to get running. In fact, he treats the royal family of a foreign country, even though he lives here in the United States. So those are the kinds of doctors we have, and they're not silent partners. They really help us in a lot of different areas, and they do it for free. How many of you know any company in the world that has more than 24 people on their medical board that serve for free? there she is, looking at me and whining because she wants me to stop talking and come over and brush her hair. But it's not going to happen because that's not our duty tonight. Every cell in your body is millions of times more complex with more interacting systems that rely on each other, a single cell, than the Saturn V rocket. Now we put your 37 trillion cells together, just the DNA in your body. If we took all the DNA out of your body, it would fill 2 tablespoons. And yet that DNA, if it were strung out into a single thread, would wrap around the Earth more than 1,000,000 times, literally millions of miles of DNA. Now that DNA isn't just an empty thread. Imagine a microscopic thread that you can't see unless you get a very powerful microscope. And here it comes. It all has coded text. To think that that could happen by chance is not only statistically impossible, it also shows tremendous arrogance. If man can't even build a tiny fraction, man for years has had can get all the parts that go into a cell, but man can't create a living cell.